Alright, so I have 10 damage on board, 3 from hand. I need... Okay, and I get my second Corpsicle. And that is game. Yep, classic Frost Death Knight. That's how it goes. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Maestro, and we're here with a quick deck overview of the new Frost Death Knight with the Perils in Paradise expansion. We got a couple of new Frost Death Knight spells, and these cards include Corpsicle as well as Slippery Slope. We also got the new location Horizon's Edge, and also this one, Frostbitten Freebooter. And so this deck, which is double Frost Death Knight, it has a special place in my heart because this was actually the first deck that I ever hit Legend with back when Death Knight was first released. Obviously, it was a different deck build than this, but it was the same idea of double Frost, not triple Frost, because I didn't include Frostworm's Fury, but it was double Frost. So I was kind of excited and happy to see that they're kind of bringing back this idea of Frost Death Knight. And basically, the idea behind this deck is kind of aggressively build up a board of small minions in the early game and then use Frost spells to freeze your opponent's board and freeze your opponent's hero. That way that they can't really control your minions on your board, and then you just want to basically be as aggressive as possible with sending all your minions to the opponent's face, getting as much chip damage in as possible while stopping your opponent from controlling your board through minion trading or attacking with their hero. And then eventually kind of going into the early late game, the late middle game, early late game, we're gonna hopefully have enough just damage from hand through cards like Corpsicle. This card, it kind of reminds me of like Frozen Touch from Castle Nathria, but it you don't have to infuse it, but has like the same idea of like spending 3 corpses or 3 minions that have died. So kind of interesting that they're redoing a new version of that now for Death Knight in the form of Corpsicle. And then Slippery Slope is nice because it lets you freeze like any character, including the opponent's hero. So for example, like Spectral, Cutlass, Rogue, if you just keep freezing their hero, they're never going to be able to swing with their weapon, and you get to maintain your board. Also Rambunctious Stuffy, this was released with, I think it was the Whiz Bang mini set, and it didn't see a lot of play because I feel like there just wasn't a lot of good Frost spells to support it. But now with cards like, I mean, there's still a lot of Frost spells to support it, especially like if you play Northern Navigation and then like you discover like a Horn of Winter and then you go play a Corpsicle into that. So you can actually get a lot of like value off this Rambunctious Stuffy, and we're gonna see that in one of our games where we basically can use a Rambunctious Stuffy after playing a bunch of Frost spells to completely clear the opponent's board, which is super useful because it also builds up corpses for us, and it synergizes with Horizon's Edge. Because every time a minion dies, we can reopen this. So, you know, that's some really good synergy there. If we have a lot of Frost spells, we can just keep reviving this card. And then, we also have Snow Shredder, which is great. Like a 1 mana 4/4 for a frozen character is obviously a lot of aggression, great value. Marrow Manipulator is our highest cost card. Spending corpses just because it has like a really high like damage output, like basically dealing 10 damage for 6 mana. I do not have Frostworm's Fury because I actually I don't really think that's a good card. Like because 7 mana you're only dealing 5 damage, and with this deck, like you want to maximize your amount of damage per man as much as you can. And pretty much going into the late game, like, you don't really care about your board anymore past like turn like 7 or 8 really, because at that point you're just trying to like find lethal like through Corpsicles and stuff like that, which actually, like, it's really awesome, like the amount of value you get off Corpsicle, especially like just generating all the corpses that you can. Like Dreadhound Handler, for 2 mana you basically get 4/4 of stats and you generate 3 corpses. So that's like obviously really great value, and it has rush. So it's a really great early game option for board control and corpse generation. And then Frostbite Freebooter is also really good because yes, it freezes enemies, but also possibly deals 5 damage to frozen enemies. And this card won me a really close game for the first game actually. Yeah, and then, you know, Hardcore Cultist, that's just a classic Frost minion. So yeah, basically we're gonna be freezing our opponent's board and their hero as much as possible, and then just trying to stop them from doing anything while we shove as much damage to their face as possible. So I do have a couple games to show you guys. Hope you enjoy. Alright, this is game 1 versus Dragon Druid. And something new I'm trying is putting my last card that I played right there on like the left side of the screen. So hopefully that makes things a little easier to keep track of, because I know these cards are new and it doesn't always show you like from my side like what card I'm playing all the time. So hopefully that keeps you guys a little more informed. Alright, so I think like going into turn 2, Dreadhound Handler is always like a great card. Especially they have a very nice 3/2 target for us. Yep. And we're already off to a good start fighting for board. Okay, they're doing Druid ramping stuff as per usual. Okay, yeah, just continue to build up our board of small minions. Every little bit of damage counts. Okay. So here's our new location, Horizon's Edge. And I'm trying to like work out like what's the best way to do this. Oh, I think I just tapped that first. Okay, yeah. That's pretty nice. We're gonna make a good trade there. Alright, getting the extra bit of chip damage in is always helpful. This is a new dragon card. So these 3/5 taunt minions are gonna pose a problem. Okay, so I think I want to open the location here. And then... Okay, we're using the Corpsicle because we want to try and, again, maximize the amount of damage we're getting to the hero's face as much as we can. Okay, Doomkin. Honestly, I'm not afraid of any Doomkin. It's a 6-mana 3/4, guys. What could be the worst? Okay, classic Frost Strike. And here we get Rambunctious Stuffy, I think, is gonna be the pick. Just because it's a great card. We have Horn of Winter as well. So we go Horn of Winter. I probably should have tapped the location before. Actually, no. Yeah. Okay. I think right here I should have played a Corpsicle. So I gave my rambunctious Stuffy Reborn. So I'm like crossing my fingers so hard right now, hoping that they don't touch my rambunctious Stuffy. Cause that card is gonna pop off. We're doing more Druid stuff. Okay, we have 4 mana. We still have 4 mana. Okay. And by some miracle, my rambunctious Stuffy lives. And I am fist pumping right now. Okay. We want to give our Stuffy Reborn. And then here we can just try and cast as many frost spells as we can. Hopefully trying to clear their board basically. So we don't fully clear, I don't think. But that's okay. I'm a little slow at this because this is literally my first game. And I'm like, I missed the hero power, and if I'm being honest, like, I'm like super discouraged because like literally if I had gotten that hero power in, I would have had lethal here. And so I'm just like shaking my head like, oh my gosh. They have the most annoying Zilliax possible. And I'm like 1 off of lethal, like how am I gonna figure this out? But I managed to freeze their Zilliax with the Glacial Shard, I think. And I think right now my game plan is to use Frostbite and Freebooter to somehow get that extra 1 bit of damage in. And they have another lifesteal minion. I think they're debating like how to trade right here. So if my Frostbite and Freebooter manages to hit their face somehow. Yeah, and I think like they might have, like if they hadn't played the final like gemstone Trog minion, their hero would have unfroze on my turn. But we get the win here, just barely, after a couple mistakes. So, you know, sometimes things work out. Alright, so this is Control Priest. So it's the classic aggro versus control here. And I think this game actually does go on for a little bit, which is kind of surprising because usually with aggro decks, it's like, okay, once you run out of like steam, like you run out of cards to play, like control just outvalues you. But like because Corpsicle is such a great like value and aggro card because it keeps bouncing back to your hand, I think I managed to like just continually like shove damage. So a good turn 3 possibility is to play Northern Navigation into the Snow Shredder, but they don't have a minion here. So it makes it a little awkward for that. It does feel a little bad to not use all my mana, but that's pretty much the only play I have. And that card is literally just so terrifying to me. Like, I do not want to have to deal with taunts with Divine Shield. Like, that sounds like a nightmare for my deck. So I'm just trying to, like, find some way to, like, freeze that minion so I can just, like, ignore it. Like, that's kind of the strategy for this deck. Basically, freeze the opponent's minions so you don't have to deal with them. And, like, hopefully eventually you win before you have to deal with their minions. Or, like, you manage to find out an effective way in the late game to deal with their minions because you have all the mana to figure that out. Here's Rambunctious Stuffy. Honestly, one of my favorite cards of this deck. I think I unfortunately misplay this a little bit because... Oh wait. Okay, I actually see the play that I should have done here. It's okay though, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. We're chilling, it's fine. I think. I say that, and then my board gets cleared. So is that fine? And they restored health, so... Yeah, that Toy Maker card just makes me so uncomfortable. I do not want to have to deal with it. And it's awkward because, like, I don't want to play my Hardcore Cultist for the finale effect too, because I don't want to proc that Death Rattle. And they're doing typical priest stuff, restoring a bunch of health. I don't know what type of deck this is. I think they're kind of just messing around. This is really awkward for me because I do not want to play the Cultist. I think I just hero power. It was a very uncomfortable game, I will say, because I was trying to avoid proccing that Toy Maker for like most of this game. I think I eventually proc it, but like, I just have to make all these like seemingly suboptimal plays. And unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, unfortunately for them, they low roll on that. So I still have some gas left in the tank. I think I have a question here of like, should I try to deal with their Amanthul? And I forget what I just freeze it. Okay. I think that's again like a little bit of suboptimal order right here, but I was running out of time. But yeah, that's pretty much the name of the game with this deck, is like freeze all their minions because we don't want to deal with their minions. They managed to proc the Toy Maker finally. But I'm actually kind of glad that I saved my Hardcore Cultists because I do manage to find a good way to kind of clear them. Yeah. And luckily things worked out with, I finally managed to clear those. And they do have an Amanthul on board, but I'm not really scared of it because, like, I don't have minions that they would really care about clearing, and they don't really have that many minions that they would want to double. Okay. Last ditch attempts by them. I think right now I have like 10 damage just like... Because I have 2 Corpsicles in my weapon, so that's 10 damage. So I'm like... Okay. And I hero power, that's 11 damage. And I have the hardcore cultist. So that's like 13 damage. Right? So yeah, you want to basically just save... well, I guess maybe save is not the right word, but yeah, you want to just... Your win condition for this deck is just like burning your opponent down from hand. Which is interesting because like burning with a frost deck, kind of like maybe you could call it frost burn, maybe. But yeah.
Who wants to play?
Here's another control deck, so yeah. You know, you can still win against control with this deck, so that just goes to show. I think I tempo Glacial Shard here because Warrior doesn't have like a lot of good ways of dealing with that. If they coin their totem, yeah, I am not scared of that. You just Frost Strike it. Yeah, Warrior thinks that they can survive with their control cards and their armor gain. I don't want to play Rambunctious Stuffy here because I don't have another Frost spell to follow up with it. Okay, there's a Druid Tourist, Ham. Just continue to build up a small board of minions. Which is like kind of annoying for because I don't think Warrior has a good way of... I mean, they have Bellowing Flames. But even that's like kind of suboptimal for them. Actually, I think this game was pretty close. Yeah, now that I'm trying to remember, like, it was a pretty close game. Okay, and we want to, yeah, give our Stuffy Reborn if we ever play it. I think they do manage to clear it though because of like the what's that card called? We're gonna see it. Yeah, Aftershocks. Because that happens 3 separate times. Yeah. Okay, there's our location. And again, just trying to get as much chip damage in as possible. And I'm surprised that they like have this tech card in their ETC. But I mean, I guess it gives them value, so. Alright, we're about to get some mad, rambunctious, stuffy value. I guess I don't clear them. I figured my reasoning behind this play. It's okay. I think this is the turn where I use my rambunctious stuffy. Can't remember though. Alright, yeah. So alright, we see how they have like a nice board of minions, right? Well, things are about to change. Let me just say that. Alright, Horn of Winter, always. Alright, and then we're gonna Reborn. I think we do. Oh no, yeah, we trade. Okay. We want to get our snow shredders down.
Top little Death Knight.
And okay, freeze again. And I think I kind of run out of time here. It's okay though. Okay, at least they clear their own board. And they really do not like my stuffy. So the Marrow Manipulator is gonna get 10 damage to face, which is great. Alright, so they're down to 7. Okay, and here's their Reno. So again, a little bit discouraging for me, but it's not over yet. Okay, we have our 2 Corpsicles. We want to keep those in hand because we don't have enough corpses to get them back.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Yeah, so a bit of a longer game for this one, but this just goes to show like you don't have to win like by turn 6 or by 8 with this deck. Like you can still keep fighting, like going past turn 10, right? So I still have chances here. They only have 9 and I have 6 damage from hand. Quartzite Crusher is amazing. Love to see it. I think I'm just trying to go all in here as much as I can. Like every little minion counts. Okay, so there are 5. So they are within double Corpsicle range. Okay, never mind. But they are, since I have the weapon and the hero power. And they can't attack with their weapon because they're frozen. So that kind of saved me there. They have a taunt minion. So, you know, things are looking... It sort of looks like they're going to be able to bounce back here. And I'm kind of thinking like, oh gosh, maybe they are going to be able to bounce back. But I like somehow figure out like... Yeah, like I somehow figure this out, I think. I even like... Yeah, because I have... Oh, wait. Oh, I don't need a... Okay. Yeah. I think I just kind of... There's multiple ways to do that, but I think, like, this is kind of what I came up with, like, in the end, which is fine. Alright. It's another warrior. I don't actually know if this is, like, the sandwich warrior, but I'm just, like, kind of assuming... based off like yeah, like some of the cards that they were playing. Okay, Town Crier. Okay, so they're off to a pretty good start here. Of course, we're not gonna trade our minions. No sir, we ain't about trading. Okay, they have 6 mana here. Kind of a lot. Alright, so that's a good target for northern navigation. See, Warrior thinks that they can just like do whatever they want and like ramp a bunch of mana and play their little sandwich weapon. But you see, they kind of forget that like I myself am also trying to win the game, right?
Top little Death Knight.
I think I'm trying to save a little bit for the rambunctious Stuffy if they like play a lot of minions. Okay, I think this is my rambunctious Stuffy turn. Yeah. So we're gonna be able to give it reborn there. And give it reborn again with this. I think Corpsicle. Oh no, Slippery Slope. Okay. Okay, I think, yeah, because I want to make sure the Stuffy has reborn. Okay, they're already down to 12, and I have enough on my board. Okay, so I have 17. Yeah, this is why I thought that they were playing the sandwich deck, but I guess they don't have Rye Cleaver or something. Okay, how much damage is that? Oh, I think that's, yeah, that's enough. Yep. So yeah, you basically try to win the game before these big like decks get to cook. Like you don't let these decks cook, just like try and win the game. Alright, final game against Cutlass Rogue.
Shall we dance? Who wants to play?
And this is like a little bit concerning because Cutlass Rogue is like, you know, they're gonna get a big Cutlass and like restore a bunch of health. But I can just freeze their face, right? And then they're like never gonna be able to swing. I know it sounds kind of toxic, but like that's how this deck gets it done. You just freeze your opponent, you don't let them play the game, and then you win. Okay, so here's some classic Frost Death Knight action here. We're going to ignore their minion. Oh wait, no we're not. Okay, that's what we do. I forget. Alright. What do I do here? Oh, I do that. Okay. That's right. This is post-game commentary, so I don't entirely remember my plays, but... Alright. They're gonna swing with their Cutlass, and that's gonna be the only time that they ever swing with that. I think. Maybe they get a swing with... Yeah, anyways. We keep it moving, we keep it moving. Okay, there's your Drain Soul. You got a Corpsicle, which is good. Okay, so this is another chance to freeze our opponent's face. Okay, just getting in chip damage. They think they're clever here, just juicing up their weapon and all that. However, Yeah, I just freeze their face. And I think I'm just trying to go all in because... How much do I have? I have 14 on board right now. And then I have a Corpsicle as well. So just like whatever gets it done. Okay, some hesitation from the opponent. Not sure where to trade. That's probably the best one. Alright, so I have 10 damage on board, 3 from hand. I need... Okay, and I get my second Corpsicle. And that is game. Yep, classic Frost Death Knight. That's how it goes.